You like the new bed delete kit?
It's ready to have some work now.
Yeah. It looks a lot better. That frame's clean though. It's really clean.
You can see like the brake lines screwed down.
Man, that truck sounds so much better. Had a good little talk with Dad about some of the stuff that needs done on the new old Dodge. I don't know why I just unlocked my truck. It was already unlocked. Forgot I put the stuff in here already, but I had a conversation with him on the new old Dodge. What is up, loud and proud crowd? I hope you guys are doing absolutely fabulous today. I do want to start off by saying I did take the protective cover off my GoPro lens, so now there's no more glare or crack in the screen. There was a crack in the screen for one video, and people were like losing it. Like, oh my goodness, I can't believe you're so cheap to not get a new screen and yada yada, buy a GoPro. I'm like, I'm already, first off, already using a GoPro. Second off, the screen legit like cracked in the video, or you know, like the day of, or the day right before I filmed the video. Whatever. People don't understand, people don't get it, but it's cool. But I'm going to get to installing some new stuff today on my truck. People haven't seen install stuff on my truck in a little while. You know, been a lot of stuff going on with the Powerstroke stuff. Let me get the truck started up here. Seen a lot of Powerstroke stuff lately, or stuff with or of the Powerstroke. You've seen a lot of new old second gen stuff, the new old truck back there. Just because I know how some of you guys absolutely hate it, I'm gonna say right now, check the links in the description for modifications done to the trucks. Mod list for all the trucks that have mods done. You guys are probably wondering what in the heck is going to be the mod for your truck today. You may have gotten a hint to it or of it by the thumbnail, maybe the title. Not sure what that's going to be yet, you know, just starting the video. But you know, this light bar is great. Okay, it's an aux beam light bar, super freaking bright. Couldn't be happier with the brightness and the user friendliness of it and the usability. Like, it's just a super bright light bar. We've used it out on the farm field. It's been absolutely awesome. And I'm still gonna keep it. We're still gonna use it. Like, it's too good of a light bar to not use. It'd be a waste not to use it. But I just want a curved light bar that's just as bright. But I want a curved light bar for my 4th gen bumper. The bumper, I love the bumper. I just don't really love. Like, I'm not one of those guys that's too picky about that kind of stuff. But it is a little bit annoying that my bumper and light bar do not contour together. So I'm gonna take off the aux beam light bar here. Not entirely sure what I'm gonna do with it. I might drop it down underneath here because there's some pre-drill holes all through there, or I might, yeah, don't really know. So I'll figure something out with that. Also, I got, basically, let me show you what I'm replacing them with in a sense for that gap, and maybe another area is from, where did they go? A couple products here from Mike Tuning, however you want to say it. I'm not entirely sure, don't want to say it wrong, but I think it's from Mike Tuning. Basically, you know, they sent me a 7.5 inch, and I told them I wanted two 7.5 inch bars, so I could set them back behind my fog light holes and have them set back there. So basically, this isn't exact where it would be set up, but you get the idea. So these are 7.5 inch gaps. So I'm going to have a 7 inch light bar, you know, set back in there, yada yada, aiming straight out. And I asked, you know, if they could send me two. For that reason, I said I have 2 bumper slots, whatever. But they sent me 1. So I'll definitely still use it. I'll make something to work with it, whether I put it right here in the front, and these gaps are here because those holes pretty much line up perfect, or there are several holes drilled under the bumper there. So, you know, wherever I need to mount it, there ain't gonna be no lack of areas you can mount the thing. So regardless, I'm happy to have this single. And then they also sent me a 42 inch curved light bar, and I already kind of told you that's going to be going where the aux beam light bar is right now, just so that up in that more obvious, more, I don't know, bold location that you're going to notice on the truck, which is the, you know, obviously the aftermarket 4th gen bumper. for this truck compared to what the stock one was, which is right there. Basically, it's just going to look a lot cleaner, a lot sharper. It's just going to look really, really good in that location. So that's what I want to do. I want to get that put up in there just because I think it's going to look really nice, and I'm just really excited to get it there. So I'm going to start by dismantling that light bar, which is just a couple little wires spliced together, and then 2 screws, and then it'll pop right off. Box here. My guess would be a light bar. I've got some pretty crazy stuff in the mail. I don't know how I got it in the mail, so we'll see. Got my wiring harness, which I don't know if I'll need because I've already got one ran for my other one that's a 2-lead, and the switch for it, the mounting brackets, some rubber fittings there to keep it from rubbing up against wherever you mount it. Here is the light bar. Looks pretty good. Quality looks very nice, so makes me happy. I'm going to get the camera turned around here and see how it looks up on the truck. Looks pretty darn good if you ask me. I'm going to see if it'll mount just right up to the brackets I had for my other light bar. If it does, that would be awesome. It's pretty dang good to me. Man. See these mounting brackets that it mounts to? I just took some flat steel, drilled some holes through it, mounted the basically the brackets to it, the brackets that come with your light bar, and then basically I have a hole drilled through the back of the bumper there, the back little lip up there, and then basically you just run it through with a washer and a bolt, and that bracket can swing back and forth, so you can center up your light bar before you tighten it down. So let me show you what I mean by it'll swing back and forth. It's pretty self-explanatory, but basically you can just pull it forward a little bit, and then your light bar will slide back and forth, give you wiggle room to center it up. My last light bar was basically a thumb-sized gap on each side. Eyeball it, but yeah, a little bit more than a thumb's gap. A little bit more than a thumb's gap there. So basically that's all I do, and then you're just going to tighten it down. Let me show you basically the steel that I used to do that. Just took some random old steel. Basically how this works is just like that. There's just going to be flat steel, and you don't have to have pre-drilled holes in it. These ones just happen to have it, and then you just drill your holes, mark your holes where you want it, and then line it up, tap it, and then you can just hang it through the back of your bumper, and then you can swing that thing around wherever you want, and then you can drill your hole in your bumper and hang that bracket from wherever you want according to what size your light bar is, what length, and all that other stuff. So basically that light bar is pretty much ready to just be wired up. I mean, it looks good. I just used my other light bar's brackets because they were already mounted up. I didn't want to disassemble all that crap and redo it all, but looks really good. Really good. Really happy with that. Now what I'm going to do for these these other brackets is I might possibly mount the other light bar directly underneath this one. I've already got a 2-lead wiring harness going to it, so I won't have to really do anything. Let me show you basically what this light bar would look like here, the way I'm thinking about mounting it, which is just mounting it basically right there. It's not going to hurt anything. There's already holes there. All I'm doing is taking the brackets and screwing it on and connecting a wire. It's not like I'm making tons of extra efforts to run that there. It just works already. So I'm thinking about just doing that there just to leave it like it is, leave it there. Do I need 2 light bars? Absolutely not. If you do not need 2 42-inch light bars on your truck. However, I've got them, and so I'm just going to use them. Why not? So always comes in handy on farm work and stuff like that. So those things are bright. So I got them both on one switch. That switch happened to come from Auxbeam when I got the first light bar, but it works. It works the same with this one. Mick Tuning also sent me their wiring harness, which I will probably eventually be using here because we've got trucks everywhere that need lighting and light bars, and this truck is going to be a farm rig. Those of you who haven't seen this truck yet, maybe you're stopping anew. This is the new, I'm calling it right now, for now, the new old second gen. This is the second gen we've had on the channel for a long time. This is my truck. My dad bought this one though. He also has a 92 first gen. He has the 7.3. He has a 6.7. But he wanted a second gen, and we happened to come across this one. He had been randomly looking at second gens. It's not like, oh, I just really want to buy one, but just, you know, oh, it'd be cool to have one of these, this. And we happened to come across this one for $5,000 bone stock. So it's still got the old mufflers and crap in here. I mean, everything is stock on this truck. And basically, this truck's going to need some lighting accessories as well. So that wiring harness is definitely going to come in handy. I'm thinking about getting some light bars, dual 7 or 8, 7.5 inch for the gaps right there in the front bumper. So I'll still be using those wiring harnesses for sure. And when we get the flatbed on this thing, there's going to be a headache rack. Of course, might put a light bar up on that. So regardless, there's going to be use for these wiring harness on the wiring harness on this one. But just for today, I just already had a 2 lead, so I didn't really want to completely reroute everything just to use that harness. But I think it looks really good, to be quite truthful. Now this bottom one, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it there forever or not, but I just didn't want, I don't know what else to do with it, so I just said heck with it, I'll bolt it on. I mean, it'll clear fine, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm not going to hit my bumper on anything, I'm not going to hit that on anything, so it'll be good. It'll be good. Looks clean. I really like the look of those dual light bars there. I already know there's going to be people, now you need a curved bottom light bar. I do not really care about the bottom light bar being curved or not. It's not really like there's anything up, you know, below it that it has to contour to. So being down like this does not bother me even for a second. This one though, I wanted curved so bad because it's got, you know, an upper and a lower section that's contoured. So, you know, it would just make a lot of sense to have it contoured to the bumper. But for the bottom one, I'm really not worried about it. And they're both 42 inch. But yeah, very good. This light bar looks a little bit different than an Auxbeam one. I don't know what the difference was, but it looked a little bit more like blue, like a bright blue. The Auxbeam one, now they're different series of light bars, they're different models. This is called the Honeycomb series. I'm not entirely sure which one that is, but this one is more of like a golden light. I don't know how to say it. It's like, it's still a super bright LED, but it's more of like a golden glow to the LED versus, like, you know, the Mick Tuning one. It's like a bright blue white light. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know if you could tell on the camera, but that's what I noticed, was that kind of difference. Well, I'm going to put away all the wiring stuff that I didn't use. I like the way this looks. I ended up putting the 7-inch here just to see how it looked, and it just made it look way too like rough cut and unclean. So I'm just going to leave that how it is. But I was trying to test. I just really wish I had 2 of them so I could finish my bumper project. But I just tested it back here just to see like how I would like it positioned, like somewhere back here as like a reverse light or for backing up at night, because like with my current reverse lights in my tinted mirrors, like, well, even with my windows down, like it is hard to see like super well back behind this truck, and it's hard to see even behind my dad's 7.3 anything. Like with stock reverse lights, it's just kind of tough, like in the dark back, and it's just kind of tough to see stuff. So I was trying to decide if, I don't know if it'd be bright enough or if it would, you know, beam out wide enough to even be worth doing, but I was trying to decide if I should just, you know, make a little bracket and mount it right below my hitch receiver, you know, just so it could be like that. But I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with it, but I could very easily make a bracket to mount it up under there as like one 7.5-inch reverse light. But in the same sense, I'm just not sure if I want to do that or not, so I'm not going to go through all the hassle of doing that today. If you guys have an idea for one 7.5-inch light bar, let me know. I'm not really sure what to do with one 7.5-inch light bar. I wanted to have 2 so I could do the bumper thing, but here we go. Let me show you something else I wanted to do with this truck. So I got my tailgate here, right? And it's, for the most part, it's fine, but what is it missing? Oh wait, it doesn't have stinking cables, so the tailgate like is like freaking useless. So what I got was the cable set off of the new old Dodge, and I'm gonna use this cable set and use it on my truck because I want to be able to use my tailgate without it completely falling off. So that's what I'm gonna do. These should come out pretty easily with just taking vice grips and rotating them a couple times to get them loosened up, and then I'll be able to use my tailgate. So that's sweet, sweet, sweet. This should not fall off. It almost falls off, but it shouldn't fall off. I'm gonna go get the vice grips and we're gonna get those switched out. Well, that's what she looks like now with that curved light bar and the straight 42-inch underneath. And right below you got the 42-inch that's straight. I honestly really like the look of it. Turn them on real quick so you guys can get another look. Not that it's going to do any justice in terms of distance and brightness in the light, but at least you can see the light bars turned on. Well, looks pretty good. Thank you so much everybody for stopping in and watching today's video. If you did enjoy this, definitely leave a thumbs up, leave a comment below. If you have not yet, join the family, growing every single day, and I would love to have you guys in on the journey to building the trucks. Thank you guys so much. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Doing what I love, going day to day, but I know it takes time and I'm patiently waiting. Sometimes I contemplate, cause one day you feel so close and the next is out of sight. But I know I gotta hold on tight to go back to just going out every night. Like if I'm about to let it go now, I can live alright, live a normal life, do a 9 to 5. But I know I'm more than that. I gained this skill, wasn't born with that. At the end of the life, it's a memory.